Hi, how are you doing? Merry meet and welcome to my channel. I am Billy Joe. I am also known as Shakonia Solitary Witch. You can Google it, and that's me. How are you doing? I'm a little short of breath today. I do not have the energy that I had yesterday. Yesterday was a huge day for me. It was actually one of the first days that I had so much energy, and today I'm left a little winded. But, I can't really say that my tiredness or my fatigue has to do with what I'm getting ready to talk about. Um, but, I am tired and fatigued. Anywho, I have a quandary. Okay, I don't know how many, or not to sound rude, it really, uh, I'm just not even going to say it because I don't know how to say it. I don't know how to form my words to get it to come out. So I'll just push that thought aside. Anywho, about a little more than 6 months ago, my husband and I went and we got a immunization for the not going to the hospital and becoming deathly sick and dying thing. And I'm not going to say what it is because we all know the big COVID. Anyway, because if I say that, then I might get, I don't know, lurched into a certain category, and that's not where I'm going. I just have an inquiry, and more so a quandary with a possible inquiry. But anywho, so we got the thing, right? And when it was like, as soon as I was put in the system after getting this, I'm sure many people had this, I got a notification from the Department of Disease Control, the CDC. It said, do you want to take part in a questionnaire? And I was like, sure, absolutely. Anything I can do to help out my fellow human beings, I will do that. I mean, I am going to be an organ donor, and when I transcend from this world, I will be a cadaver. I'm going to donate my body to science. And when the medical field is done with me or with the body, they will cremate it and send the ashes to the relative that they have on their list. You put certain, several people on there, and that way, in case somebody dies, they can still send you to the next person on the list. That's not what I wanted to talk about. So the other day, I received a questionnaire. When I first got the shot, I answered the questionnaire the very next day. Then it was the same, same for a week. Every day there was a new questionnaire. How are you feeling? Have you been exposed? Do you feel this way? Have you been around anybody? Blah, 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 blah. Yesterday, it's been about a month since I have heard anything, no questionnaires or anything like that. So, I answered the questions. Today, I was not really so much surprised. Caught me off guard, though. I received a phone call from the CDC. The person on the other end of the phone was had some questions about the answers that I had given on my questionnaire. Would I be able to answer any questions? I'm like, absolutely. Let me answer all the questions you got. I have answers. Anywho, so she's asking me all of the typical questions. Have you been out of the country? No. Have you been around anybody who has had tested positive for COVID? And I'm like, not that I know of. It's not like we walk around with badges and say, I've had COVID. If you see me on the street, you wouldn't know I had COVID. So I don't know who has COVID or had COVID or anything COVID related. It's not like I got a big C on my forehead. So, anywho, she was like, well, we had some concerns about some of the answers that you had. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I get that. Let's rock and roll. What you want to ask? She says, well, have you had to go and see any doctor for any new condition that had come up? And I said, well, it wasn't a new condition. I was diagnosed with a mitral prolapsing valve when I was a teenager. And I started experiencing shortness of breath. I was more fatigued. I have heart palpitations, and I'm going on and on, all these symptoms and stuff. And she was like, oh, okay. Then the questions got to be a little more like pinpointy kind of thing. And then she was like, well, do you believe that your symptoms had anything to do with the shot? And I was like, well, I have actually gone back because I keep a journal of any kind of medical experience I've gone through. And you say that might be strange, but really, I believe it just helps me be a better patient for my healthcare providers. I do not take a prescribed medication every day. I take ginkgo biloba when I can remember, and St. John's wort to keep me from being a little rare. Vitamin E, maybe every once in a while. Fish oil for the ticker. Other than that, I don't really take anything. I get what I get from the things that I eat, multivitamin. So when I was at one point in time, I was taking 16 prescriptions, just to exist in a day. I had a lot of stuff going on. And I came across a doctor, and he convinced me to, keep journals. And so that's what I did. And that's what I still do. 35 years later, I'm still doing the same thing. So when the lady on the phone said that she was a representative for the CDC, I automatically went back and I grabbed my what? Oh, I moved it. My Happy Planner. My Happy Planner. I love Happy Planner. Happy Planner, you can write everything in a Happy Planner. And there's like a bazillions of Happy Planners back there. You've seen them if you've watched my Happy Planning channels. Or my Happy Planning videos channels, blah. Anywho, so, I'm going through it. And she said, well, do you think that you seeing this doctor has anything to do with the shot? And I said, well, going back through my notes, I'm not going to say, I can't say, ma'am, that one has anything to do with the other, but I can say prior to getting the shot, I wasn't having the effects going on with me now. I wasn't tired. I wasn't fatigued. I mean, I was working out 45 minutes to an hour every day. Now I do good to walk across the floor. Just to walk across a room. I'm doing good to sit here and talk to you right now. I am just so really out of breath. But the reason that I'm doing this is because I just, I don't want a person to be unprepared when you experience something medical. Keep a ledger, because it's not like you're going to go back and make stuff up. A ledger is like a written witness to your life, So I was looking through my book and answering these questions, and I was like, well, I cannot for a fact say that getting the immunization has anything to do with what's going on with my heart right now. But I can factually say I was not, nor have I had an experience like this prior to the shot, other than when I was a teenager. Because, when you're a teenager, you're all hormony and hormonally driven, and I had a lot more heart issues when I was younger than I had for the 30 some years, 40 some years in between then and now. I was like, I can say that prior to the shot, I was not experiencing these things. Can I say that the shot is causing these things? No, I cannot. And she was like, oh, okay. So she asked me some more questions, and then she thanked me for my answers, and I thanked her for calling me and caring. And I said, be well, wished her blessings and hung up the phone. But, it has left me perplexed. Is the immunization that I received, does it have anything to do with what is going on with me now, with my physical being? I don't know. But I do know I wasn't having them before the shot. And, I do know I had the big C. But does one have anything to do with the other? I don't know. I couldn't tell you that for a fact. I don't know. But I do think, and I wanted to share, that it is a good idea to keep track of how you feel when you have a medical issue. With new medicine, new diet, new exercise, keep track of those things because it will help you to know you better. So, I am going to continue to be the best me I can be, and whether or not the shot has anything to do with how I'm feeling, if you were to ask me, would I still have gotten the shot if that is what is causing me to have my issues now? I can honestly say yes. I would still get the shot if I factually knew that it would have something to do with affecting me physically now. Because my husband has got diabetes. I'm not scared of dying by no stretch of the imagination. I want to be the best person that I can be. But, I would still have taken the shot. Will I go and get the booster? Well, I will bring this little quandary up with my healthcare providers, and we'll decide on whether or not that is the best thing for me to do. I, did the 2-shot one and done, and instead of the 2-shot, I did the one and done. And, I honestly believe that the one that I had gotten, kind of had it had the lower ratings, and it had the this and the that and the thing and the whatever. Well, you know what? That was the one that was closest to my area. And with times being the way that they are, I would have still done it. Will I get the booster? I don't have a clue. We'll handle that. I do know that my sister, my half sister, she got a different shot than I did, and it was one of the 2 shots. And was it one or the other? I couldn't tell you which one, but I know she only was able to take one of the 2-shot dose because it affected her. So maybe not. I don't know. Does it have anything to do with what I'm going through? I don't know. I'll continue to strive to be the best human that I can be, regardless of the situation. So, yes, keep track of what you go through, and it will only benefit you. It helps you learn you as a human. It helps you figure out what medicines help you. It helps you figure out, with anything at all. Tea. I am a huge tea drinker. I am a huge, I am an herbalist. So I keep track of what I put into my body and how it makes me feel. And that's how I know what I can ingest and what I can't. I used to could be able to eat garlic. Now garlic kills me. Can't do it no more. You know, our bodies change, but I know from experience that, you know, writing things down, once upon a time it was okay. I could take it and it didn't bother me at all. Now I cannot touch garlic. I'm like a vampire. Anywho, keep track of you. Write stuff down because it helps you be a better you, and it helps your healthcare providers know what's going on with you a whole lot better. Because you can take two people, give one person this shot, give one person that shot, and they're gonna the side effects are gonna be different either way. So be well, be happy. Thank you for watching. If you like my videos, just give a thumbs up. Say hey in the comments, and I'll see you later. Bye.